Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Ration Nerd. It is absolutely awesome that you guys decided to spend some of your day with this absolute goofball. I started filming this video, I realized the table was pretty goddamn cruddy, so I went ahead and wiped that down and started that shit over. Needless to say, this is a hell of a lot of fun, and thank you for coming along for the ride. This is a Patrol Ration Pack Menu A from the country of New Zealand. Now, Customs got their dirty little dick beaters in here and opened this up, but then turned around and sent everything with it intact anyway. So that's actually pretty cool. So thanks, Customs, for putting your filthy dick beaters in my food. Not cool. And I got this ration from my good friend, whose eBay channel has been semi-permanently banned from eBay because eBay sucks the cock over ration heaters and other stupid shit like that. You know, when you ship a flameless ration heater, at some point in the process of shipping it from point A to point B, it like bursts into fucking flames or something. Absolute horseshit, but do not despair. My guy has a new way to get a hold of him, which I will put right up here. He has a large menu of really cool rations, and now instead of clicking his eBay link, you just send him an email and check him out, and he'll let you know what he has on the menu and what you can purchase from him using PayPal, which is a secure site. So you could check him out still, because even though eBay kind of shit in his cookies, he's still alive and kicking. So there's the news update about him, which several people have asked me about. You can still get really cool rations. He still has a lot of really good stuff, just like this guy, which I happen to get from him, which may have expired in 2023. You know how we feel about that. We're going to give it a crack anyway and see what's in here, even though Customs has had their dirty little dick beaters in here and it's kind of expired. We're still going to get into it. And if you want to get into it, do you know what you could help me with? You could absolutely help me with the like button and the subscribe button. And then after you watch the video, you could talk to me in the chat, because it's always great to hear from you crazy sumbitches that spend your time hanging out with me doing this crazy ass hobby. So let's crack in to this New Zealand Patrol Ration Pack Menu Number A. That is batch lots of zeros 1544, in case you were wondering, and that sumbitch expired in 2023. We don't really care. It is 7 p.m. here in Ration Nerd Land. I've been a busy bee today. I have not eaten, so I'm motherfucking starving. So this ration, even if it was seafood, would probably be pretty damn good. So we're going to get into this ration because I am absolutely starving. So we're going to stop with the adus. I mean, unless you want to get some merch. Getting some merch would always help the channel. And today I will also be announcing the winner of this month's ration giveaway, which just so happens to be this badass French 24-hour ration. Menu number 11 is completely in date. It's got pistachio stuffed sausage in it. If you're not a paid Patreon member at the $5 tier, you already missed out on this month's ration drawing, and that's a real bitch. But you know what you could do? You could get yourself signed up for next month's ration giveaway, because yes, there's going to be a ration giveaway next month. Rations are pretty expensive. $5, not too shabby. This ration will be going out very shortly, and by the end of this video, at the end of the video, we will find out who won this badass French ration. So anywho, with all that good stuff out of the way, let's see what you get in a Patrol Ration Pack Menu A. I can tell you the first thing you get is a super shitty tiny spoon. I know you're supposed to be on patrol and all that, but how are you eating with that thing? Like, this is, I don't know. It's really thin. It's pretty chintzy. The edges are fortunately not sharp, so you're not cutting your face on it. You're probably just not eating very quickly or very efficiently with this tiny little thing. We will probably not be using this because it's just too damn small. I mean, look at it compared to the size of my hand. Imagine that compared to the size of my big jug head. It's just not going to work, but you do get an eating utensil. Maybe we'll try, but whatever. And then we have some cashews, roasted and lightly salted. I'm hoping these survived. I mean, they did come from Mother Earth and all that. As you can see, Mother Earth spit those out of her womb just for us to consume with this meal. So that's pretty cool. I actually really love cashews. They certainly expired in September of 2023. That's all right. Every once in a while, you get something and you're really lucky and it survived the test of time, wasn't in a super heat stress environment, and didn't go completely stale or rancid. We'll check it out and we'll find out if these things spoiled or not, but we have some cashews, which is actually pretty cool. And that's a 50-gram pack of cashews. Not too bad, considering cashews are certainly more expensive than ye old peanuts. Hey, check this out. We have 32 grams of cabin bread, which is just going to be, feels like a couple of really big, hard, dense, hardtack style crackers. Completely not upset about that. We get some cabin bread action. Hey, excellent. We have a flameless ration heater, which, to be fair, I've seen this brand of flameless ration heater do really well, and I've also seen it do really poorly. So we will see if what we are going to have for dinner is actually hot or just a lukewarm mess. But we have an FRH. We have some strawberry fruit grains. That is excellent. 30 grams of strawberry fruit grains. I can't wait to crack into these things. I've had these in Australian rations, and they are absolutely fucking yummy. Literally, my mouth is watering right now just staring at this little plain-ass pack of fruit grains. This is going to be epic. I almost just want to crack into them right this minute. If the microphone was better on my camera, you would literally hear my stomach in the background going, "Rah, feed me, bitch." That is exactly what my stomach is doing right now because I am starving Marvin. Then we have a pack of Vite or VIT. Looks like that just kind of got cut off. Probably just says vitamins. This is Rapid Orange, and this is certainly an isotonic beverage of some sort, and oddly enough, it says down here in the allergy information, may contain eggs, milk, and wheat. I'm not really sure how you get eggs, milk, or wheat inside of a sugary orange isotonic beverage, but that does seem to have a little bit of powder consistency. It's kind of maybe a little bunched up in that pack, but we'll check it out. Got a little orange drink action. Then we have a contents sheet. Wow, that's spooky. That's really spooky. Okay, so I didn't know that Lockheed Martin had its hooks into New Zealand, but check that logo out up there in the top corner of that page. Lockheed Martin, feeding New Zealanders since 1970? I don't know. That's really weird. I'm actually glad I took a look at this and didn't just chuck it off to the side, because it's very weird that Lockheed Martin has their logo on an ingredients list for a ration that comes from New Zealand. But yeah. Then we have a chocolate bar. Check this out. Whitaker's since 1896. This is a 50% dark chocolate. I'm loving that. That is awesome. And oddly enough, maybe Whitaker's is an international brand, but I know I've seen Whitaker's chocolate at the store here in the United States. But that is only a 25-gram bar of dark chocolate. I'm a little sad about that. Give me mo dark chocolate, please. 25-gram dark chocolate bar never hurt nobody. That is excellent. Actually, really sexy. Very presentable. Look at that guy. Hello, Mr. Dark Chocolate. Then we have your main here. Turn it up right side up. We have smoky beans with chicken. That is pretty interesting. And that is a 300-gram main, and not too shabby. So that is definitely going to go right in that FRH, and we're going to get that shit heated up. Really odd. Product of New Zealand, but we got a Lockheed Martin logo going on here. Then we have a can of creamy vanilla flavored rice pudding. That is absolutely off the hook. I am an absolute nut about rice pudding. I love it. I wish it was a larger can than 100 grams because that is pretty awesome. We have a little baby can of creamy vanilla rice pudding. That is absolutely badass. Really hope this thing stood the test of time. Check that out. My little baby can of vanilla rice pudding goodness. That is excellent. Can't wait to get into that. Well, my crazy ass friends, this is everything contained in a New Zealand Patrol Ration menu number A. I'm going to get all this out onto a tray, and you know how it goes. I'll be right back. All right, so welcome back like 2 seconds later. Let's get this main heating up in this FRH, because that's got to be the first order of business. We don't have any coffee. That's okay. It's dinner time here in Ration Nerdland. But I would say if I were out on patrol, God damn it, give me some coffee and give me some sweetened condensed milk to go in it. Like seriously, if you're out on a patrol, it's probably a pretty suck-ass adventure for you, and a cup of coffee could really be a welcome addition to every single ration on the planet, as long as it has the sugar and the cream, the trifecta. God damn it, take care of your soldiers. Put some coffee and some sweetened condensed milk in this and call it a day. Just a little 50-gram tube of sweetened condensed milk. You'll jack the calories way up. Put some coffee in the damn ration. Apparently New Zealanders and Australians are really picky about the coffee that goes in their rations, and God bless them for that. But where's the coffee in this patrol ration? If you're out on patrol, it probably sucks pretty bad. You don't exactly have any creature comforts. Give the guy a goddamn cup of coffee. What are you doing? Absolutely the fuck are you doing? Anyway, sorry, I have to go off on my little coffee rant there because, well, that's all I've had today is coffee, to be fair, so that might be why I'm in the energetic state that I'm in. But let's tear here as is listed on this packaging. Let's insert our main into this dubious, probably questionable ration heater. But we're going to roll with it anyway because, well, what other choice do we have? Come on, this is a big bag. There should be zero struggle going on here, but there's a whole lot of fucking struggle going on. I'm not really sure how that works. Is that operator error? Probably, very much so. But let's get some water in this damn thing so we can start getting this beans and chicken, smoky beans and chicken heated up. Fill to the line only. Famous last words. All right, and do we have a sticky tape on here? No, we do not, so we're just going to fold this bad boy up, put a little bit of insulation down on the table by high-tech paper towel insulation action. After 12 minutes, the meal is ready to eat. Nobody got 12 minutes. It's almost like every ounce of water I put in there got immediately sucked up by the FRH. I'm not 100% sure what to do about that, so we're gonna give it a little bit more to drink. Maybe I underfilled this one. Usually you get a bit of steam out of the bottom, and that's from the water that's left over. I don't know. We're gonna give it a try. We're gonna go ahead and fold this up, get it the hell out of the way so it can start doing its thing over yonder. Come on, Mr. Flameless Ration Heater. Don't let me down, buddy. So let's get into this orange isotonic beverage. Not really sure how much water we have to add to this thing. This is 99 grams of drink mix, which is quite a bit. And the reason why that is because the first ingredient is sugar, so I don't see any other... That's always a positive sign. That thing took off like a rocket ship. That's good shit. Nice steam. Yes, steam it up, baby. So, let's get this orange isotonic beverage mixed up. And that looks caked up and yummy in there. Smells really good, though. Smells like a freshly opened container of Tang. Nice. Gotta get the chunkies out of the bottom of it, though. Hopefully this doesn't like turn into carbonated orange drink on me. Kind of like last week's carbonated orange American drink went. That was really weird. But check this out. This has a very pink appearance. It doesn't look orange at all. It looks very pink. That's all right. We're going to get some water in this guy, hydrate this bitch, and see what this orange drink tastes like. And you know what I say every time I get the bottle of water out? Hydrate, motherfuckers. It's good for you. I swear to God, if you drink some water, it'll make you feel better. This spoon is going to help me do absolutely nothing in that cup, so we're going to have to bring in some help. Old Canada was the first one on the bench, so Canada it is. That's nice and chunky, mixing up really well. That's sarcasm, in case you were wondering. So that certainly looks a whole lot more orange than pink now, and hey, I'm actually kind of thirsty. It's a little warm outside in Ration Nerdville. Let's get a taste of this orange isotonic and see what that's bringing to my dinner plate. And that's still perfectly good. Nice and sweet, not an overbearing orange flavor. It is actually way more sweet than it is citrusy. It has a nice, very mild orange flavor. I put quite a bit of water in there, probably close to 550 mils this glass holds. So that's actually a really good orange drink. Could taste a little bit more like citric acid. It would be a little bit better, but it's just sweet and kind of orangey. Very refreshing. Great if you just needed to chug something down real fast. That would be your guy. Let's check out this 32 grams of cabin bread and the gnat that keeps flying around in here. Where the fuck did I get a gnat? All right, let's see what this cabin bread's all about. This should be just two big-ass hardtack biscuits. Let's see if these survived the journey. They very likely did, because these suckers are pretty hard. Well, the other one took a little bit of a beating and just broke in half. Listen to that guy. Clang. Not too bad. This is just a big ass toasty cracker. Let's let you guys get a look at that. Nice little toasty toast lines on there. That's always good. Cabin bread, it's not too bad. It's just like a big ass plain cracker, kind of like a Russian biscuit. These do feel like they have a little bit of shortening in them though. Uh-oh, we better check that out. So let's get a little nibble of that and see if whatever shortening content is in these biscuits survived past 2023. They smell a little stale, if that's at all possible. Just smells like a stale cracker. Let's get a bite. And that cabin bread completely survived. It's a little bit on the stale side, but you know what? Cabin bread normally is. Unless you get it very, very fresh, this stuff, considering that it's not salted and it has just a relatively plain taste, Very easy for it to go stale with that low salt content. It's pretty good though. It's crunchy. It's a little bit soft on the interior, like floury, just kind of breaks apart. That's actually a really decent piece of cabin bread. Hopefully will go great with our smoky beans and chicken. So we'll leave that guy there for the time being and get these strawberry fruit grains out. These suckers, they're so good. I can't wait to get these in my face. Look at those little guys all stuck together in there. Oh, they smell absolutely amazing. Smells like the best strawberry dessert topping, like freshly made strawberry dessert topping. Ah, that smells insanely good. From all the way back here, over 24 inches away, that has an amazing, awesome strawberry aroma. I really like these things. I'm super stoked that we got the strawberry fruit grains. And it's definitely time to see if these cashews survived. I really hope they did. Really like me some cashews, but you know, certain things with oil content, like nuts in this very commercial, not military packaging, certainly prone to going bad. Let's give them a little sniff. Yeah, they have that kind of rancid smell. We're gonna get a nibble. I kind of feel like we lost that on the cashews, but you know what? This is an expired ration, and you get what you get when you play around with expired rations. Like several days of kind of like food poisoning sickness. Ask me how I know. Let's check on this smoky beans action. Ooh, and the top of that retort pouch, aside from the steam that was rolling through there, that is crazy hot, and it has not been 12 minutes. That's absolutely epic. So before we crack into that cute little can of creamy vanilla rice pudding, let's see if these nuts survived. I think the answer is going to be no, but those are some pretty decent looking cashews, lightly salted, which is always the way I like my nuts. That doesn't sound right. But let's try these cashews, and I've definitely got the old Ration Nerd trash can ready to eject these from my face if this just doesn't work out for me, which is certainly a possibility. You know what the great thing is? Those are just stale. They're not rancid. They're not nasty. They're completely edible. They're a bit stale, but that's okay. If they would have put this in some kind of tri-laminate military packaging, like the cabin bread and these strawberry fruit grains, these would probably still be perfectly fresh. Even as is, slightly stale. These cashews are banging. I really like cashews. Everybody has different tastes, but for me, cashews are one of my favorite nuts on the planet. Let me get those nuts out of my mouth so I can talk properly. That's what she said. All right, and another item I'm definitely excited about is to see what this Whittaker's dark chocolate bar looks like. I'm not really insanely crazy about a 50% dark chocolate, but you know what? I'll take it over a milk chocolate. That has a nice, rich, dark chocolate appearance. Come on, wrapper. Cooperate. It's the only thing this little baby cheesy spoon is good for, is just assisting with a little unwrapping of items. You know what? I'm really surprised that this chocolate bar survived the journey. Look at that. That is like a railroad spike of chocolatey goodness. Check that out. That's actually a really neat shape. Pretty cool chocolate bar. Old Whittaker's bringing in the dark chocolate for New Zealand. That's kind of crazy. Definitely looking forward to wrapping my mouth around that. And let's crack open this vanilla creamy rice pudding and see if that survived. Let's listen to see if any of this squirts out of the can at me. That would be bad, but let's pray. Aha, that sounded pretty good. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. Got a little creamy vanilla rice pudding action. Let me get the old nose on that and see what the nose has to say. And that smells pretty damn good. Smells like a very vanilla flavored rice pudding. As it says on the label, check that little can of creamy goodness out. Aren't you jealous? If you're not, you probably should be, because rice pudding is banging. That's awesome. That's a cool little ration addition. I hate to see what it would have done to the rest of the contents of this ration if something like that spoiled inside the packaging. That would be absolutely rough. It would explode. It would put creamy badness everywhere. It would suck. But it made it. It survived the journey, thankfully. So that ought to be a nice little sweet treat at the end. And you know what time it is. It is time to rescue that main out of that FRH. And that got nice and piping hot. I'm very happy with the performance of this particular flameless ration heater. Not the brand, but just this one, because it worked really, really well. This main is piping. Ooh, ow. Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, just, shit. Just a little too hard. Just a little too hot to hold on to. Woo, that flameless ration heater was kicking. That is good stuff right there. Nice gusseted pouch for that 300-gram main of smoky beans with chicken. That is a main I've never had before. I'm hoping it doesn't suck. I'm really hungry and I could use a good meal at this point in my day, especially nice and hot like this. That pouch doesn't want to tear very... All right. So let's see what this... nice oily smoky beans. I never complain about fat content in a ration main. It always helps the soldier feel more full. And that has a, like a rich, sweet tomato smell. This looks like some very small white beans and maybe some pintos in there. It's not too shabby. That is so hot. That is excellent. You really couldn't ask for a better FRH performance than that one. That's like right up there with like Chinese famous ration heaters. Those sumbitches will melt a hole in your table. That looks pretty decent, if I have to say so myself. And it looks like I'm going to be estimating the hell out of a calorie count for this ration, because there's barely calorie information on any of this packaging. So I'm definitely going to be winging it on this. I have a pretty good idea floating around in my head of how many calories are in here, but I'll rattle it off at the end after I sit and pontificate over the packaging and try to get an estimated calorie count for you guys. So all you like ration Nazis out there that think you know everything, just relax. We're just having fun here at Ration Nerd. And if you're like that guy that sent me that extraordinarily grumpy email that just got to me yesterday, where you're almost being threatening, I have something to say. I really want to try to de-escalate this situation and just calm you down a little bit, because I don't need or want threatening emails. And it's kind of funny that you would, I don't know, just take the time out of your day to actually send me a threatening email, as if like if I continue to make content for this channel that you're going to do something violent to me. You know, again, in a very conciliatory and de-escalatory manner, what I would like to say to you is like, buddy, I could give absolutely two shits what you have to say, and don't sing it, just bring it. Like, if you think you know where I am and you want to come hunt me down, I'm right here. I got lots of things to show you when you show up at my house. Like, for reals, this is just making ration videos, and if you're that butthurt about my ration videos, I don't really know what to tell you. So there's my de-escalatory statement. Just you just know that I'm a man of peace. Seriously, I am a man of peace, and I would never do anything to hurt another human being that showed up at my house because I make ration videos and you don't like it. Get a fucking life. Anyway, now back into this. Let's check out this smoky beans and chicken. We'll give it a go with this little kitty spoon right here. Not even sure that this spoon will hold up the main on it. It's pretty chintzy. However, we have some potatoes floating around in there, which is really nice. We have a couple of different styles of beans. It really does look like a small white bean and a pinto bean floating around in here. We do have some minced chicken floating around in this tomato sauce. And there is a pretty vicious fat content in here, which is always good. That's going to help to fill you up and keep you more fuller longer. That's not proper English, but that's okay. We don't always have to do proper English. It's gooder, and that fat you can see like kind of swirling around the sides there. We're going to try to reincorporate that so we don't just get a mouthful of oil. But this is pretty simple fare. Chicken, a couple kinds of beans, and we have some potatoes floating around in there. It smells pretty damn good. It smells kind of like sweet smoky barbecue sauce. No salt, no pepper, no condiments to speak of. I imagine that's kind of like a patrol ration thing. Normal rations from New Zealand, as far as I know, do have some condiments, just like the Australian ration. Yes, this is a patrol ration, but still, damn it, salt and pepper don't weigh anything. So let's try a big old bite of this smoky beans and chicken action. So let's give you guys the first look at that. I will be highly surprised if with this little baby spoon I don't dump this right in my lap. Well, we got away with it that time. Let's get this in the face and see what smoky beans and chicken has to say. And that's not too bad. It definitely is a little plain. Like, where's the hot sauce? It doesn't really need salt. I guess it could help with the flavor a little bit. Certainly needs some pepper and some hot sauce to tune this right up. And I think a soldier that's out on patrol in the suck definitely deserves a good, decent meal. It has definitely a sweet, smoky flavor to it. But aside from that sweet, smoky barbecue flavor, it really doesn't have a whole lot else going on. on. We'll continue to talk about it as we eat it, because sometimes things change my mind as they lose temperature and I start to eat them some more. But I'm a little disappointed with the underwhelming flavor of this. If you're going to give a guy a main with no salt, no pepper, no seasoning, no hot sauce, you definitely want to make sure that the flavor of that main is on point. One thing I absolutely like about every Australian and New Zealand ration I've ever had, actually, I'm bullshitting you. This is my first New Zealand ration. I've had some Australian rations which have a bunch of New Zealand components in it. All the meat in here is absolutely natural. This is not pre-processed chicken that's added to this retort pouch dish. This is actual real chicken that was probably cooked in the process of putting it in the retort pouch, which is pretty awesome. The chicken in this is really tender. I just got a big old piece of dark meat, which was pretty excellent. Like I said, this is a pretty decent main. It just lacks in flavor, which is a real bummer. And then we have these really bland pilot bread crackers. We're gonna stuff that in there. And well, if it was a flavored cracker or something, or a salted cracker, it might help a little bit. I just kind of think because the flavor of this cracker is so plain, it's not really gonna do this main any justice. Yeah, they go really well together. As far as the texture of these beans is a little bit on the soft side. It's not horrible. It's just a little bit on the soft side. The chicken has a nice natural, like cooked texture, not overly soft. But the cracker having, well, a very plain flavor in combination with a main that's kind of plain in and of itself. Pilot bread actually doesn't do it a whole lot of favors. It just adds some crunchiness. Certainly makes it a little bit more interesting, but that's kind of a bomb on the flavor combo. We're going to keep at it though, because this ration nerd is absolutely starving. When you know you're starving, when you've taken this many bites of a meal, and your stomach is still talking to you, still making all those growly, like, you know, grizzly bear noises at you. Yeah, the stomach growl is for real. Well, that pilot bread with the beans, the only thing that's good about that is the crunch. It really does kind of like kill a little bit of the flavor of the main, which is kind of a bummer. The pilot bread, if it was like a big salted ass cracker, would certainly help. I wonder if them there lightly salted nuts would help out. Hang on, let's try that. Let me get some of that pilot bread cement out of ye old face. So let's take some of these salted cashews, drop them into this main because they do have some salt on them. So maybe we'll get a little bit of the, well, kind of crunchy cashews. If you're a cashew fan, you know they're not exactly super crunchy, but they do have some salt on them, which could certainly help to pick up the flavor of this main. So let's get some nuts on our beans and get them in our face. And if you're wondering, do I say shit like that on purpose? 80% of the time, yes. There's 20% of the time where I say something that stupid and I'm sitting here laughing at myself because I accidentally did it and didn't do it on purpose. Like I said, guys, we're just trying to have some fun. A little giggle never hurt anybody. So let's put these nuts in my mouth. Ha ha. That actually works really well. The salt on those cashews helps out a lot. Really tunes up the flavor. The extra texture of the cashews is certainly not a bad thing. We're going to get all that salt over the line of scrimmage here. Let's get, like everybody, all the salt. We always make a mess anyway, so what is the difference? And I'm going to go ahead and mix these guys in. And I want to get that salt all kinds of mixed up in here. Just that little bit of salt that was on those cashews made a really big difference in flavor. Kind of balances out the sweetness and adds a little bit of that savory, smoky flavor back in just by tuning it up with a little bit of salt. Who knew something as crazy as a stale pack of cashews could make some smoky chicken and beans taste better. At least it wasn't on my shirt or in my lap. And that just goes to show there's not much you can't fix with the right application of nuts. This is actually kind of just like an American style baked beans with chicken, a mild sweet style of American baked beans. Not a horrible thing at all. You're getting a lot of protein between the cashews, the beans, and the chicken. It's in a very easy to eat form, which is nice. Just needs a little bit more flavor. And dare I say, put a damn pack of hot sauce in this ration, because this would have been a really excellent main, even being simple, if you would have thrown some hot sauce in here. And although I'm sure that adding potatoes to this helps to bulk out the calorie content and maybe save you a little bit of money on chicken, the bottom line is that potatoes will suck a lot of flavor out of a main in the retort packaging process. So that kind of sucks. You almost have to over season something depending on what items you're putting in there. The beans are going to suck out enough flavor from the sauce as it is. Adding potatoes is just kind of like insult to injury. This may have originally been intended to be like a sweet, spicy, smoky main, but it just didn't maintain that flavor profile. And I'm mainly eating this pilot bread with the main because it's the only real way I can see of eating it. But I'm starving Marvin, and I want to eat everything, especially because everything has survived and isn't spoiled. So down the hatch with these pilot bread crackers. One last big old bite of that plain ass pilot cracker. Did I mention I was really hungry? Damn it. And while I'm sitting here slurping down this New Zealand main, let me just take a chance to say thank you for everybody that's joined up on Patreon. The list is growing. That's really cool. I really appreciate your guys' support. As you know, I always put your name up at the end of the video. Why? Because you're supporting me, and I just want to show that I absolutely love you guys for it. So everybody, if you're watching the videos all the way to the end, there's some funny stuff I usually put in at the end if you're not sticking around. And those people that are supporting me on Patreon are helping to keep this channel moving forward and making it worth me coming back to do this every week. So if you want to help, you should definitely join Patreon, and at the very least, you should stick around to see where your name could be if you join Patreon to support this goofball doing this weird shit down that hatch, yo. Why do I say yo? Because it's funny, because I have no business saying it, and I'm sure you can tell that it's not something I say on a regular basis. I just say it to be stupid. Does my tone of voice make it sound like I could ever pull off saying yo in a conversation in any kind of serious manner, and anybody that heard me say, hey yo, would take me seriously? Absolutely not. I'm white as this spoon. So, you know, it's just kind of funny. I'm sorry, Mrs. Ration Nerd. Here we go again with me eating a whole bunch of beans. And there it is, the last bite of that smoky beans and chicken from this New Zealand ration. Kind of interesting, a little bit on the bland side. Cashews help to save the day quite a bit. But here we go, down the hatch with the last of that beans and chicken. And this is a, it's okay. But your spoon is way too damn small spoon drop to do a proper spoon drop. Like, what is this thing? Maybe I spoke just a little bit too soon. I kind of do need something to eat the rice pudding with. And I guess this is an appropriate size, like kitty utensil. And it is absolutely time to get a bite, a mouthful, and an enjoyable ruckus in my face of these strawberry fruit grains. These things are absolutely excellent. They're mostly made from apple, which is the first ingredient. But let me tell you, these things have an excellent strawberry flavor, even if they are probably, who knows, 50, 60, 70% apple. Whatever strawberry flavoring they put in these makes it taste like it was made out of 100% strawberries, which is absolutely awesome. These little suckers are great. Take a look at these guys. I'm telling you, you should be jealous. Absolutely 100%. Sometimes I say that being facetious. Right now, I'm 100% serious. These fruit grains are absolutely excellent. In the face with these guys. Those things are absolutely amazing. We are going to do a bite of these strawberry fruit grains and the chocolate together. So I'm going to sit a few of those guys off to the side. The texture on these is great. Nice and chewy. They have a little bit of resistance when you bite into them, which is excellent because it gives you something to do. And they really do not taste like there's anything in here other than strawberries, which is a great, amazing thing. If you like strawberry, you would love these strawberry fruit grains. I really get my rocks off on these little guys. They're absolutely yummy. God damn, these things are good. Let's clean the palate up so we can get a bite of that chocolate bar, unmolested by the strawberry flavor, at least at first. Let's get a bite of this 50% Whitaker's dark chocolate bar. Just get that in the face. And that really is a great dark chocolate bar. A little sweet for my taste. I really do like my dark chocolate at like 70% around there. I like it a little dry, I like it a little tart, and I like it a little sweet. That's a little too sweet for me, but it's still a quality dark chocolate bar. Really yummy. If you were a milk chocolate type of person, this wouldn't offend you at all because it's really sweet. That's probably why they put it in the ration. Dark chocolate has a tendency to last a lot longer under heat stress and over time. And if you were a milk chocolate lover, this wouldn't offend you at all. And if you are a dark chocolate lover, like me, this isn't going to offend you either. It's kind of like a middle-of-the-road dark chocolate. Still really nice high quality, not waxy at all, but this is a really good dark chocolate bar. Certainly for a middle-of-the-road dark chocolate bar, I think that was a great choice for the ration. But let's add some strawberry fruit grains into a big old bite of this 50% dark cocoa bar and see what that combination is bringing to the face. This ought to be really good. So we are gonna smash these back in ye old face hole and get a big old bite of that. Oh man, you ever have one of those moments where you're like, fuck, mistakes were made? Mistakes were definitely made. The combination of those strawberry fruit grains and that bite of dark chocolate literally tastes like a strawberry-filled dark chocolate. Like one of those, like round candies you get, where it's like dark chocolate on the outside, and they squirt some strawberry spooge in the middle, and then cover it with chocolate. That's absolutely what that tastes like. Perfect combination. If you ever find yourself in possession of one of these New Zealand Patrol Ration packs, or just happen to have a ration that has the strawberry fruit grains and some dark chocolate, like an Australian ration, mix those two together because they are fucking fabulous. As much as I'm loving that chocolate bar, we are definitely going to bring it over to this rice pudding because I happen to love rice pudding. Now, it being in a can, maybe it's not going to be the best rice pudding on the planet. It's not going to be like mom made or like grandma made or like somebody else's mom made. And it's definitely going to taste like it came out of a can, but it is certainly a really cool ration item. It really does have a really pleasant vanilla aroma. Let's get in there and see what this can of vanilla pudding is all about. That definitely has a good bit of rice in there. I know it's not much to look at, but if you love rice pudding, this is probably a good close-up for you. Let's chuck this in the face and see what that canned vanilla rice pudding is all about. And that's a little on the plain side. It's okay. I mean, Aunt Betty, who is allegedly the maker of this creamy vanilla rice pudding, it's not too shabby as far as a canned rice pudding goes. I wasn't expecting like homemade style rice pudding. It's in a can, for Christ's sake, but it is actually really good. Nice and mildly sweet, which is pretty cool. Lots of rice in here, which is great for rice pudding. A lot of times you get it and it's more pudding than it is rice. Personally, I like it with a lot of rice in there. It doesn't lack for flavor, which is nice. It could be just a tiny bit sweeter. Maybe have some cinnamon swirled around in there for extra flavor. But as far as a ration item goes, this is pretty awesome. A little bit of like on the go rice pudding with your little baby like infant spoon completely works. And to be fair, this is a really decent rice pudding in comparison to some other rice puddings that I've had. I think it was a Dutch ration that there was a big enormous container of rice pudding in, like 300 or 400 grams of rice pudding, and it just wasn't all that great. This is 10 times better than that rice pudding in the retort pouch. So maybe it just being canned is something, or this Betty's brand is just a lot better. This is a really cool ration item though. Well, and there's the last bite of that tiny little container of rice pudding. I know it's just like the inner fat ass in me that really wants like 200 or 300 grams of rice pudding, but this is realistically a perfect size just to get a nice taste of it. It fits in this patrol ration well. This little canned item is completely on point. It's really not that bad. It's probably the best canned rice pudding I think I've ever had in my life, which is pretty cool. Good job, Aunt Betty. Say bye-bye, rice pudding. Na-na-na. Well, friends, that was dinner. It was a lot of fun to see what was in a New Zealand Patrol ration pack, and I really honestly have to guesstimate the calories for this. So looking at each individual item, I'm calling this about 1,250 calories. Reason being is that the rice pudding is very calorically dense. So are beans, a nice sweet sauce. You have at least 180 calories worth of sugar in that really big ass drink. Chocolate bar is going to be in the 180-ish calorie range. Those pilot crackers, or pilot bread as they call them, those are certainly very calorie dense. It's a solid flour cracker, barely leavened whatsoever. Those fruit grains, shit ton of sugar, not gonna lie. Those probably have a good close to 200 calorie content. I can't be 100% sure simply because a lot of the items had 0 calorie information on it, including the main. Boy, that's really not a lot of packaging to put on the table. That is a chintzy little bag. What are you gonna do? At least we were able to get one. That's the whole point. So thank you guys for joining me here on Ration Nerd for this New Zealand Patrol Ration Pack Menu A. This was expired. It didn't matter. Everything was still good. It was a lot of fun seeing what's in one of these and eating some food that's from New Zealand, or at least put together in New Zealand for their soldiers. This was a hell of a lot of fun, and if you want to have a hell of a lot of fun, you could stick around, because in a few minutes we are going to figure out who won the ration giveaway. And oh, did you know what ration we happen to be giving away this month? I bet you don't. It happens to be this French 24-hour ration menu number 11. Did I say this already? I'm kind of feeling like I might have some deja vu going on. But anyway, if you join Patreon at the $5 tier, you could have a chance to win a cool ration or a cool bag of ration nifty components every month. That's what I'm doing for my Patreon members, because I own a ton of rations at this point, and I really appreciate my Patreon members, and I found a way to show them. Let's share in this crazy hobby together. I will share my plentiful bounty of rations with you. That's how this whole value exchange thing works. You could join that Patreon, yo. And if you can't join Patreon because you can't afford it, or you're just too much of a cheap ass to spend $5 a month and get a chance to win a ration and help support this guy, you could at the very least do me a big fat favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and talk to me in the chat. Anyway, this was a hell of a lot of fun. Stick around where we are going to find out who won the ration. But in the meantime, I need to say, if you can find something cooler than this New Zealand Patrol Ration Pack Menu A that expired in 2023, because we give no shits here at Ration Nerd, you absolutely know what to do. And if you don't by now, you must be living under a rock, or you're not paying attention, or you're not watching the videos all the way to the end, in which case that's kind of fucked up. But you know what to do. Eat them up.
Man, I mean, this guy with the New Zealand. Wait, what? It ain't my turn yet. Man, you fucking queued me up. You can't queue me up and then tell me it ain't my turn yet. This is bullshit.
Alright, so the moment some of you have been waiting for. This is everybody on my Patreon page that is at the $5 paid level. You will see that I actually printed out everybody's name this time. Instead of writing them, slowly but surely, we get more technologically advanced here at Ration Nerd, but we do have the official Ration Nerd bucket, which goes on my head at some point in time, but this is the vessel we are going to use to put everybody's name in to see who's going to win this badass French ration. Oh, we have Thomas Bruns, you're awesome. We have Germs, hey man. We have Dennis Unziger. We have J Mills, who's rocking a sweet Ration Nerd sticker on the back of her car. That's pretty awesome. I guess I should be kind of folding these in half a little bit as I go along. And then we have Chris Matheson, rocking dude. I love talking to all you people on Patreon. It is a hell of a lot of fun. Pamela Pope, Scott Minnie, he won last month. I'm not really sure what to do with that, but we're going to put him back in the hat anyway, because he's only got a 1 in 20 chance of rocking it out with the cock out. So let's get Pamela all folded up, Scott Minnie all folded up, and I'm talking my way through this, so I'm not speeding through it, so everybody knows that everybody got their deserved chance to get, that's 2 people. That wouldn't have been cool. Hey, UK Urban Prepper, you're a pretty bitchin' dude. Jeremy Baraginer. That's a pretty cool last name. Lots of consonants in that motherfucker. And we have Thomas Bruns, longtime supporter of the channel and the Patreon. One of my first Patreon members. Awesome sauce, Wayne Connor. What's up, Wayne? You the man. Sandy Myers, D. Carlos, another longtime supporter of the channel. And we have Paul Meyer, relatively cool dude. You know, like you're cool, Paul. Actually, you don't talk very much. You should talk more. That's awesome. Sandy, you're bitchin'. You've been showing up a lot to the premieres, which is awesome. DeCarlos, you're awesome. He's got his own little channel. You should check him out. Pete Salzman, Andrew Carroll, News Guys Camping, who's a funny dude. Ladislav Karestes, thanks man for coming along. And a David Boots. We'll get everybody folded up, tucked in the Ration Nerd hat, and ready for the magic drawing. Can't imagine that anybody on this list isn't going to be happy about getting a brand new in-date 24-hour French ration, which is pretty awesome. This guy's got a cool fucking name, Ladislav. Like, that's a badass name, I'm sorry. And even the last name, Karestes, that's kind of cool. It's almost like he's a mixture of like a Czechoslovakian and like Roman soldier, Ladislav Karestes. But anyway, we've got the Ration Nerd hat. We're mixing everybody up. We're jiggling everybody around so it's all random. And then I'm going to raise the hat above my big fat head so I can't see anything. I'm going to take the big fat dick beaters and I'm going to jiggle, jiggle, jiggle around in here. You guys can probably see who's going to win, and I certainly can't. So we have a name. Who is it? It is Paul Meyer. Congratulations, Paul. You won the 24-hour French ration. That's really bitchin'. That's the end of this one for this month, but guess what? If you want to get involved and you want to have a chance to have my goofy ass ship you a badass ration to your house, you know what you could do? you could join that Patreon. Thanks to all my Patreon members. You guys are rocking out with proverbial cocks out. It is awesome. The support and the love I get from you guys is absolutely bitchin'. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations to Paul, who is going to be getting this awesome 24-hour French ration. That's amazeballs.
Oh, what? So you just think I'm like on call or something? Like I ain't got shit to do, man. You just like put me off last time, and now I'm all standing here like motherfucker. Yeah, right. Like I'm supposed to be standing here, just waiting on you to be getting done. Like I ain't got nothing to do myself. Man, I was writing that dude back an email. I was like, dude, if you want to be all like tough on email, why don't you bring your ass over here and I'll give you a little bit of sling ration love. Like I'll give you some knuckle sandwiches. I'll introduce you to the taste of my feet. Man, I'll do all kinds of things. I pick you up like Hulk Hogan, body slam your ass, put you in a headlock like Andre the Giant, give you a giant noogie on top of your head. That shit be bleeding. You wouldn't have no hair left. It would just be bad. You just gotta be careful what you doing. You just can't threaten nobody. You don't know who I am. You don't know what I'm capable of. Man, you just don't understand. Like I could be Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. You go show up thinking you Mr. Badass looking for ration nerd. You find sling ration and turn into a motherfucking monster. Eat your face. You don't understand. I eat your face. I just bite your nose off. Be like nom nom nom. Then I start on your ears. Not in like a sexy way at all. In like a nasty animal way. Like I'm biting your face off. I might even bite off one of your lips. I pull out your tongue and lick my own face with it. You be like my own personal dog. You just don't know who you're messing with. Sling ration ain't nobody to be played with. Ration nerd, that dude's kind of cool. But me, I'm violent, man. I like go crazy. I mess shit up. I like jump up on the roof of the house and I jump off like off the top rope like some WWF shit from yesteryear, like the Ultimate Warrior. I jump on your face. I bite your nipples off, man. I don't really care. You gonna leave here, you ain't gonna have no nipples, you ain't got no face. I might even rip your nuts off. It don't even matter. Like if you even got some nuts. You apparently ain't got no nuts because you're emailing people acting like you all tough. Man, why don't you just show up in person if you think you be knowing where Sling Ration lives? Come on, man. Bring it. Don't sing it. Sling Ration got your shit, biatch.